20,500. 20,500. Me no know what foot to put first. Or the other. Good evening and welcome to Connecting the Dots. I'm Sandra Izsadore, and if you like, you can subscribe. Today, I'd like to talk about just unity, Pan-Africanism. Because what's happening in Nigeria today is really sad. It's very painful to me when I consider our story, that is the black African American story in America, and the hanging from trees and the disenfranchisement, the stolen legacy that was claimed by another. When I think about all those things, I think about Africa, and I think about the freedom that I would have in Africa, in a country I believe that belonged to my ancestors too. And because the continent of Africa belongs to my ancestors too, I automatically see Africans as my brothers and sisters. The problem I have is that my brothers and my sisters don't see themselves as brothers and sisters and one in love. So it's very painful. It's painful for me to know that the people who are to protect and serve the communities are the very ones that is causing terror to their brothers and sisters in Nigeria. And today I'm speaking of the SARS unit. But if you go back in time, fella wrote about it, fella sang about it. I know it was in full swing, 74, 75, 76. Even before then, from the time that fella left America and went back to Nigeria, the whole time that he was there, he was fighting for his people to wake up. The people in our age group, well, I want to say not enough stood up to fight. As long as someone else was doing the job, they could just leave it. And it's that leave it mentality that is causing our children and our grandchildren to suffer today. Now, when they graduate from the universities and they see that there's no employment for them, when they see that it's nothing there in Nigeria for them due to bad government, how can you sit with a smile on your face and with your chest poked out with pride? How can you? It pains me when I have to say these things, when I've witnessed these things, when fellas sang about these things, and we're talking over 40 years. And now the children are suffering. I remember in 1969 seeing a jewel. I saw a jewel in Africa, Nigeria to be exact. I saw a jewel that made me feel good made me feel happy, made me full of pride. But today, I cannot say that, especially when I see the killings that are happening. When I see that our people are not free, I say our people because although I was not born on the continent, you can look at me and see that my ancestors, they come from the continent. I am your sister, and you are my brother. So when I see you, I see us as family. And family does not try and hurt family. Not like what happened at the Lekki toll gate on the 20th of October, 2020. Now, once again, I think it was under the rule of Obasanjo and Buhari when Calcutta was burned to the ground. Many innocent residents were raped, maimed, and some even died. And Fela's mother, a woman, an elderly woman who should have been honored, was thrown from a balcony window. They say she was thrown down to the ground so that she could escape the burning building. What kind of protect and serve individuals were at Calcutta that day? And why? Just like what they did at the Lekki toll gate on October 20th, 2020. Once again, the lawyers, the engineers, the doctors, all those that have studied, and they've earned their degrees, and they've done what they were supposed to do. Now it's time for them to help build their country. And they're unable to do so because there has been a mismanagement of funds, mismanagement of the people's money. It's not like the money is not there. It's not like Nigeria doesn't have natural resources. The question I have is, what's wrong? How do we connect the dots of what's wrong so we can collectively make things right? Where I can do my part here in America and you can do your part there in Nigeria. Nigeria has some of the most learned people in the world. They hold the most scholars. Please, let's connect the dots and make change. Thank you. If you like and you may subscribe. I'm Sandra Izsadore, and thank you for listening.